Hey guys, what is going on? In this video, I just wanted to share a concept with you that when you're first getting started out, and if you don't have a lot to invest in your online business, I'm going to share something with you that's going to make you, hopefully it's going to make you open your mind up a little bit, and it's going to make you think, how can I get from where I am now to where I want to be with my business? And just this understanding, just this little tip I wanted to share with you today in this short video will really add value to you when you're first starting out. And if money is tight, and we're going to figure it out, and I'm going to show you exactly how, right? So the first, what I'm going to call this video is, just so we understand, is we'll just put budget, right? Because what that means is, because you've got an online business, or we're going to approach it as you having an online business, right? You've got to think about this whole thing like it's your own business, right? And part and parcel of running a business, any kind of business, online, offline, is all to do with this thing around budget, meaning how much money can you spend, how much money is available for you to spend, right? Now, I'm just going to put it out there that some people, they'll work on a website and they'll put in the bare minimum because they can't really afford to put any more in. And when they start having a income stream, however little it might be, then they start investing that in. And that is something that I encourage you to do as well. But for this video, what I just wanted to share with you is a tip now, right? So you have to have some form of a budget when you're first starting out, right? So depending on what sort of idea you're thinking of, right? But I'm talking here about you having your own online website or your own funnel, and then having your own products and having a way so that you can create them, have them hosted, and then have them delivered to your customers, right? So first and foremost is, what you've got to realize is that people will tell you that you need to spend loads every single month, or you need to spend hundreds or thousands, right? And I would say that if you can meet this figure, right, then you are doing really, really well. And even if you can only reach half of the figure, what I'm going to put up here, then when you first start out, then you're going to be doing really well, right? Because you're going to be able to access tools, and the starting price for a lot of the tools, whether it's email software, whether it's funnel software, wherever it's like hosting or whatever, these budgets will give you a good idea of what I think will give you everything that you need when starting an online business. Yes, I know there's going to be people who say, well, you don't have to start with this kind of money, but I'm just saying, if you need a way to think about money and investment and how much you should spend or set aside, then this is going to be a good one, right? So if we start off with the goal of being about $97 or $197 or $100 or $200, right? And the reason why I use dollars and not pounds, even though I'm from the UK, is that a lot of my listeners on the podcast, and even on YouTube, people that reach out to me on Instagram and all that, they talk money to me in dollars, so I find it easier just to go with dollars, right? So, but for the sake of this argument, let's call it pounds or dollars, wherever you're from, right? The main point here is, look, if you can set aside a budget to start with, let alone anything, right? If you've got a budget of any kind, right? And we're going to do an exercise after this, and I'll show you how to start thinking about having a budget, right? Then it's really going to make you be serious about your digital marketing business, but at the same time, it's going to give you the tooling to, to leverage things like automation, product creation software, web hosting, like even tools where it allows you, like there's organizational tools, even Trello and Slack and whatever you want to call it, is gonna make your life easier when it comes to planning your website, planning your content, scheduling your content, or whatever it is. By having a budget, then you can approach all the kind of different software that's out there, and you'll be able to see if it fits your budget, and then that you'll see how much easier it will make and how much time you'll save. This is the biggest thing, how much time you're going to save when you realize the power of these tools in terms of automation, in terms of doing the small regular tasks that take up so much time, or remembering to do stuff, or creating products. It's just going to streamline whatever process that you have. Having a bank of money every single month will help you to do that, right? So what if people say, well, I don't have any budget at all, right? A good way to figure this out, right? And you might have done stuff like this before, but I find that when people share stuff like this, it does add a lot of value. So I really hope that this is going to be the same for you in this video, right? And that is, look, I want you to get an idea of what your monthly spending is, right? And I would say go back and get 3 months worth of bank statements, right? And I want you to look at each of the statements, possibly put them into a spreadsheet, or just make a list of recurring payments, right? So money that you spend on different things, and make a list of who you're paying, how much it is, and then I also want you to put a third column, which is like priority, or that means how, or urgency. Let's call it urgency, right? And I want you to really think about whether you need this really in your life, right? Because it is going to involve stripping back a few things, and if you can sort of like streamline your finances a bit, if you get nothing more from this exercise more than, you know, thinking about streamlining your finances, then it's going to be worth your while, I promise you, right? So go back and have a look, right? And what you want to do, like I said, is have 3 columns. What it is, how much it is, and urgency, right? And for example, I could put Netflix, right? I'm not even sure how much Netflix is. Let's call it, I mean, I might get this wrong, but $6.99, right? And then urgency. And then this urgency thing, you want to give it a rating out of, say, 3. And 1 being really urgent and 3 being not really that urgent to my life and stuff. And I know for some people, it might feel like, well, I don't want to cut back on what I'm spending on this and what I'm spending on that. But like I said, if there's nothing more than you learning, streamlining your finances from this video, then it'll be worth it. Because sometimes it's not until you write it down that you realize how much you're spending, right? And like I said, you've got to have a target figure, and I've just put down like a really standard, a very high monthly spend, that is, by the way, like a very high budget a month, right? If you can do that, you'll get access to like all the top end tools that'll save you loads of time. You might not even need to spend anywhere near that when you're first starting out, like I said, but to have this exercise of doing this is going to make you be able to then, obviously, you know, $5 here, $7 here. You know, even here, you might end up going to bad places, for example, like coffee places, like they're not bad, but if you go there, say 3 times a week, then it's like, do you need to go there 3 times a week, you know? And then, you know, that total spend, it might be what, $5 a pop, and then that's what, 15 a week times by 4, 15, 30, 45, 60. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? How you know, and I'm just giving you an example there, right? And you can, just from that example there, we're talking over 5, you know, easily like 75 plus, right? And like I said, it might not be the case for you, you know, if you can get anywhere near $50 even, right, per month, then you can access some of the premium features on some of the better tooling. And we need to do that, and then that way you'll be able to see how much you can spend when you're first starting out on your business, right? And it's a nice feeling as well, because it gives you a sense of control and progression, that you're moving forwards, right? And it's really fulfilling and satisfying, because you feel like you're in control of your financial destiny, even, because you feel like no matter what's going on around you, you know how much you're spending, and you are allocating some money to a worthwhile investment, which is an online business, right? And just that, you'll be surprised how much it is. And like I said, even if you can get anywhere near $50 a month, you're onto a winner. Even $30 a month is good when you're first starting out. It'll pay for, you know, like hosting, email software, so you can build an email list, and you know, it's going to give you everything that you need, right? Now, another part, if we were going to go one step further with this, right, is, I'll just clean this up, is, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure you might have done stuff like this before, but just to see it will really help you to start planning and thinking about stuff, right? While you've got your 3 months worth of statements with you, right, and you're thinking with your online business, another thing, so we set a budget of how much we can invest in our business to start with, right? Another really good tip for you guys, right, is to understand that, okay, about financial freedom, that if I could get this number every single month, then you will be financially free, meaning you almost don't need to think about your money coming in the sense that if you're working in a 9 to 5 that you don't like at the moment, and let's say you're, we're going to call this living cost, right? Living cost. And then that's going to be your goal, right, for your business. And if you can do it, then you will be onto a winner, right? So if you work 9 to 5 and you have a look at how much you need every single month, so if you add up, so number one, streamline all your finances, so you've only got stuff in there that you need for survival, right? And then say that figure comes to, every single month, your survival figure comes to, let's say, don't know, about $1,000 a month. And this is, like, everyone's cost of living is going to be different, right? But let's just say it's 1,000, right, if you're first starting out. Or it could be more, it could be less. It all depends, obviously, where you are in life and what your lifestyle is like and everything. But and then that very simply means if you can get that same amount from your business, from your blog, for example, or from a funnel that you've set up, and then from that funnel you have offers that are automated. If you can do that and you can make $1,000 a month, and that's what your cost of living is, you can have a starting goal of your business to make the same that you make every single month that you need to survive from your business. And this, doing that streamlining of your finances first by understanding how much you're spending and where you can cut back and spend on your online business, then you can obviously then start to think, okay, well, how much do I need to survive? That's how much all my monthly living costs add up to. So that should be a business goal. And when you reach out a business goal and that money is strong every single month, so you have created a WordPress blog, you've created like a funnel that you've attached onto that, so when people like the content that you're putting out, you've got a couple of streams of income and they're now totaling $1,000 a month, for example, because that's how much effort you put in and you made it work, then you don't have to worry about a 9 to 5 anymore, do you? And then you could literally then start to think about working on your next business. And I know it sounds simple and you probably already knew this stuff, but for someone to say it to you and give you that clarity does give you that inspiration. And I really hope that's what you've got from this video. Until the next one, guys, take care.